1. And then boom, motherfucker, you're on my stream.
Wow.
You're here, dude. Finally.
Here we go.
We kind of had a preliminary conversation. Well, first, we both discovered that we were both fans of the podcast scenario, for lack of better terms. And we kind of started diving into a discussion. We had a few cocktails in Mexico, and then we were like, oh, you're into podcasts, and me and you were just trying to chip away at each other's ideas and stuff. And that was our only like real deep podcast-ish conversation. But some time has passed. I think it's been almost 2 years. I bought a couple microphones. You sold a couple houses. And here we are, dude.
Man.
Thanks for coming, man.
Dude, thanks for having me here.
Of course.
This is like, I had a dream about this last night.
Really?
It's fucking weird.
What's a dream? Oh shit. Be careful.
I had a dream that some crazy shit happened, so I can go on and talk about it on your podcast.
Really?
Yeah, it was weird.
Like you needed something crazy to happen in order to come onto the podcast?
No, not at all. Just the I've been so pumped to come here and talk to you.
You really have. And it was, I think if it was, first of all, I love doing this. And I think that if it was anyone else, I would have convinced myself why. I just got off the plane to Boston, seriously, an hour ago. And I think if it was anybody else, I would have been like, well, I even initially told you, let's push it a little farther back into the day. But what gets me excited to do these things is, most of all, especially someone with so much to say like yourself, but what really motivates me to turn on the mics and get this thing going is the motivation from the other half, and that's a perfect reminder right there that this podcast is so much bigger than just me, and also an important reminder that each episode needs to be handled with the same amount of TLC, because because your podcast is done, it might be the second podcast in a week for me, but whoever is in the second podcast, that's their podcast, and so perfect reminder of me just gotta fucking pull my shit up with my bootstraps, and now you're here, and you got the art, and I got the coffee, and we're all hooked up, and I'm excited you're here, man.
Bro, like I said, I'm so pumped to be here. Like, I've just, ever since you started it, I was like, man, I can't wait to go on. And we've even talked about it a couple times, like, hey, this date or this date or this date. I'm like, bro,
I know
we were going to this seminar and that seminar.
I know you've been doing that a lot. Check it out. So I think Shelby's hitting you up. If you look right there, that's the infamous comment board.
Oh,
so Shelby, shout out Shelby.
Update.
Shelby's
title still has.
What do you say?
The YouTube title has Shelby's name.
It definitely shouldn't. Let me check this out. Well, that's just for live streaming purposes. Hold on.
Anyways, for Shelby, what's up, bro? I watched the last podcast. It was dope. I saw a lot of the first one. It was dope. I'm definitely pumped to get on, go to the range, send some lead down the range at some paper people, and
I got you right here, dude.
And then come back and kill this 3-way mic situation that Drew's got set up. I know
you guys been talking big games. I guess you guys got enough in common where you guys want to duke it out regarding, what is it, gun safety laws?
Not even duke it out. He's got so much more knowledge on guns than I do,
well,
and
it should be updated now.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry. You go ahead.
No, yeah, dude. I've known Shelby since like way young, elementary school, like TLC days, and it's crazy to see how far. It's crazy to see how far everybody's come, but to see where he is at in his position and him taking ownership and running a business and stuff, I'm pumped for the guy, dude.
Yeah, and I share that excitement for my friends doing things like that, even so much so. Like, that's what fuels this podcast, is why I initially started this podcast is, well, I when I initially wanted to do something else with my life, I was stuck at a job, which I just quit. So now I guess I can say, fuck that job. But not fuck that job. I thank you for showing me all the things, but it wasn't a progressive move for me to stay at the job. And I was kind of running into it. I was on my 5th year there, and I was trying to figure out something I wanted to do. It just seemed scattered to me. I had a graphic design degree. I wanted to be charitable, but all my life I had been class clown and loved talking to people. And so I kind of was trying to figure out, man, if there's a way I could just be funny, charitable, and be a graphic designer somehow, I'll do that and be involved with technology. And I thought I'd be a funny Twitch streamer, you know? And then I got tired of listening to myself talk for 8 hours by myself. When you stream video games, a lot of it, like especially when you're starting out, is painful because it's 8-hour days where you're making jokes to literally yourself. Imagine being on a soapbox in Venice Beach juggling or something and nobody's there at the beach, but you have to be there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Or else you're wasting the day. So it was a short-lived plan. And I was lonely, man. I grew up in bands and shit. So I definitely was like, I got to figure out how to get some more people involved with this, because if I'm just here by myself doing this, like it's such a short fuse, you know, and I didn't want it to completely die off. I wanted it to evolve, you know. That's what was important to me in the beginning, is that my idea, instead of deflating, I wanted to just kind of change shape, if that makes sense. So I started bringing people on, and shout out to the first few who came in here and played video games with me, and we were in this screen, like this type of screen, where it was only, and I would try to have people on, and we'd have one of these microphones set up on the table pointing towards us, and I would try to I would try to joke and stuff, and it was easy because it was like Andre and stuff, and I've known Andre forever, and it was easy to joke, but there wasn't anything hard hitting with that, you know. There wasn't any. It was like surveillance of me and my friends playing video games, and it was funny to me and stuff because I can cut footage of it, but it wasn't exactly there yet. So then I was like, well, what if I bring on like a plethora of people from whom I met, from all kinds of talents and trades, and we talk about their talent or trade while I play in video games, like a segment on Jimmy Kimmel or some shit. And that was a good idea, I still think, but it weeded out everybody into thinking, I don't want to come on. I want to play.
I don't play games.
I don't play games.
Yeah,
exactly. So then at the end, I stripped it all down, and what was left was what it always started as, man, was my love for the podcast scenario, and both of our, I would say for sure, a mentor of mine. And when I say mentor, I don't mean like partisan, like I'm down with every single thing that Joe Rogan does, because I don't eat meat, you know. I don't think I'd ever hunt. Yeah. I watch the UFC, but moderately, but his execution of the conversation venue is definitely mentor worthy, for lack of better words. Yeah. And so I stripped down that whole entire idea. I made it about my guests, and we're on episode 39, booked into August.
Damn.
And I have no sense of stopping, because I've already made all the hard moves. I've already built the studio. It's a matter of finding the money to keep those little stock paper things here so I can print my shit out on them, because I will never stop making art. Coffee to go in the pot, and water for my guests, because, you know, and I always come back to saying this in 2019, if we're short of something, it's conversation, you know, and like, but it's something that we can have constantly, you know. It's just a muscle that we don't normally get to use on an everyday basis, and I think that's what's turned into the gold of this whole situation that we have built together here. Is now it's 2019, we're stuck with each other for 2 hours. Let's just joke and kid and laugh, and you've talked to me about the big time production stuff, and I'm weary to take a step into that lane, because what makes this thing so magical to me is it gives the everyday person who's maybe not the fucking Tony Robbins, it gives just the random guy with 3 kids and the plumbing job who's just your everyday Joe
Yeah.
makes him more than just an everyday Joe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is his chance, and that illusion you had when you came in. I mean, and I say illusion because really it's 3 microphones, some webcams, and a computer that lights up, dude. But they're just lights, okay? It's not like warping into fucking a time loop or anything like that. They're just lights. It's all for show, but there's meaning in that. I do that for a reason, so that when the everyday Joe comes on here, it's his 2 hours to feel like this is his 2 hours.
Yeah.
You know, every day he's got to go and tighten bolts and hit nails with a hammer and this, but today, motherfucker, today you're a rock star.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
I heard that.
And again, and then fast forward to today, we're 39 episodes in. I get the pleasure of talking to brilliant people like yourself. I know you've been into so many cool things, and yeah, man, I don't see a reason to stop.
There shouldn't be.
All we're doing is I'm just learning. I'm having conversations, pushing my fucking art selfishly, and yeah, man. And,
trust me,
and
we're all waiting for the merch store to pop up so we can get some of this art.
I'm thinking like something cool, man, like windbreakers and shit.
Whatever it is,
keep
man.
it up on the style, dude.
Yeah.
Flags and shit.
Bro, you can literally print whatever you want onto anything these days,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, people that are listening, dude, there's so much that I guarantee you there's people out there that would love to support you. And I know you're not like sitting here with like a tip jar or anything like on the table, but there's tons of people that want to support this movement.
Yeah.
There's so much that you just talked about to like unpack, like talking about mentors, like Joe Rogan or whoever it is. Like there's people that can be mentors to us that we've never met and we will never meet. Like there's people whose books that I read that like I'll never meet that person, but they're a mentor to me because I take the things that they've done. These are people that have lived their whole lives and written it into a book that you can take a couple days. Sometimes I knock out a book in a day, and like you gain that knowledge of decades of their life. And there's a thing called the dummy tax. Like, why would you want to go through and make mistakes when you can learn from somebody else's mistakes and skip ahead of that? And then you talk about like the podcast, like look at what you enjoy. You enjoy the Joe Rogan experience. Look at what he does, how he handles the conversations, and break it down and reverse engineer that into what you want to do. And, you know, you were talking earlier about, you know, kind of guiding conversation and doing things like that. But the biggest thing that I see with you in this show so far is, and it's something that I learned recently, is to have a bigger impact on people, you have to be more interested than interesting.
For sure.
Okay. And, you know, you started out, it was you playing video games. And dude, trust me, I thought there was an avenue there for that. Like, you've always been a jokester, bro. You've always had the little quips and the little witty remarks and stuff. And I think that with your editing skills and everything, you had an avenue to go down. If you started however many years ago when that thing became a thing, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
PewDiePie who? Like, nah, bro. Like,
so
dude, you could have killed it. You really could have.
But that's a lonely street, man. That's a lot of looking in the mirror, dude, and that's a lot of solo gameplay.
Yeah.
For I don't know, to speak ironically about playing games. It's a lot of time, and that's not what I'm about, though. You know, because I can take, dude. It's the best of both worlds. I can take all the things that you think I am, which I'm not at liberty to agree with right now or not, but I can take all those things and I can take that into anything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm doing? And instead of, so what if, let's just say scenario plays out. What if that avenue, which can be successful, as you say, it might have been. What if I can just do this, take that success and pull my homies up with me?
Yeah.
Through every episode. Now that sounds like something that's really fucking appealing to me. You know what I'm saying? That's like taking, I don't know, man. And you know, I credit that to being in bands, dude. I joke about this, but you're one of the only motherfuckers that know this. I'm sorry for swearing. I know you're going to have family watching this, but this is just kind of how I talk.
Yeah.
Dude, you were one of the ones who, and people think I'm messing around, that walked from the middle school. Oh, Kevin's calling me. Dude, rude of me. I just got off the airplane, so my phone's on ring. Hold on.
It's the beauty of live.
You were one of, I know, how dare me. You were one of the ones that walked from the middle school over to Demuse Garage and saw me play in a punk band, dude.
Arnhem Night, bro.
Oh my God, you remember?
Dude, I think I have a CD somewhere.
There's a
demo tape somewhere.
There's a demo floating around.
It's like
somewhere.
Mostly Misfits and like cover songs.
Yeah, dude, it was the Misfits. And I tell that story, but the reason I bring that up is because all I know how to do is share my success with somebody.
Yep.
As far as solo artists goes, like, that's what my art's for, man. Because that's the only thing it could be, because nobody's here at the computer being like, yo, make that line a little bit more curved, dog.
Yeah.
You gonna go with black? I go with purple, dog. You know, like that will never happen. It's impractical. But I can recreate the same fluid that existed in a band by shared success, for lack of better words. I could do that doing this, you know, and not watching myself play video games, dude.
One of the best things that I love about this, what you're doing here, is like how you said, like, you know, the average Joe to come on and like, okay, this is their 2 hours. They get to, so, you know, I've spent this year investing in myself, the seminars, the books, the audibles, all that stuff.
Into that,
bro. And one of the biggest things that I took away from the last seminar that I did was sometimes people come to you with the same message, but it's the different messenger that really gets the point across for you. And so for you to take all these people, like, and you especially, bro, because you've always been somebody that like has such a wide range of people that you know and people that you've interacted with. That's what I love about this show, because I see people that you bring on, I'm like, damn, like, I know that I didn't even know you guys knew each other, or like whatever it is. And to have people come on and like be able to speak whatever their story is and talk to you about it, I think it's awesome, because there can be somebody out there that listens to it or watches it that like it really hits home for them. And so the fact that you're doing that and you're giving people a platform is huge. And I think that there's people that are holding themselves back from coming or asking about being on, or maybe you've asked them and they're like, oh, not yet, or whatever, because it's, I don't know, it's kind of weird. People don't really like to talk. People love to talk about themselves, but maybe not on a platform like this, you know? Even with me, like I said, dude, there's so many stories and things that I can think of that is like, okay, well, is that appropriate for today? Maybe not. Maybe a couple episodes down the road. But I don't know. I
think it's all appropriate.
Yeah, no, for sure. But like I said, you using your platform to share with others and allow them to talk, and it's low key like therapy, because, you know, I'm sure there's a couple stories on here that I've watched that people are like, dude, I've never even talked about this before. Like, that's deep.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, you know, and you, I feel like you downplay it, and maybe it's like a humble thing. But like I said, I'm pumped, dude. The fact that you took action, and like you said, we were talking about this in Mexico and like just kind of shooting the shit about it, and you know, going back and forth. And I wish that I took action on a lot of things in my life. And that's something that I'm learning now, that dude, that's where all the personal reward and stuff comes from, is taking action and going after it. The most of the things that I've ever done in my life that I feel the most proud about is because I made a decision, I took the action, and I went and did it. Like, dude, coming back from Europe right now, one of the first people in my family to ever leave the country, besides Mexico, but to go to Europe. I went through Italy, Amsterdam, Paris, like, and I was talking to my dad about it in church today, and he's like, dude, nobody in the family could say that. That's huge for me, bro. I graduated. Both of my parents didn't graduate high school. You know, I did. They both went back and got their GEDs, and I'm super proud of them. And they had me when they were 17, so it's not like it wasn't an easy thing, or they didn't like just like not graduate because they were stupid. But yeah, man, I just went to Europe, and that blows my mind. I did it. I paid for it. You know, like it's crazy to think that stuff like that is possible. But I got the idea. I made a plan. I figured it out, and we went and did it.
Yeah, you got to be proud of yourself, man. And first of all, I'm proud of you for making that happen.
I'm proud of
Number
you.
one, I'm proud of you, but this is about you, motherfucker. This isn't my episode. This is your episode. I was just thinking today about how these we're going to use these trips for example, because I just went on a trip myself.
Yep.
I just got back from Boston, and to give you the cliff notes is I went out there to go see arguably one of the best straight edge hardcore bands of my time play their last show. They haven't played in 10 years, and they came back to just do a series of benefit shows. You would love this guy, Pat Flynn, the lead singer. He's exactly what you need out of a human being. But I went over there to see their last show. They're from Boston, and they're a straight edge band, which means no drinking and no drugs.
Yep.
And I've been doing that myself, and I treated this trip as a trophy to all the situations that I've had to bite down and grin and get through situations where I would have went and bought a bottle or I would have sparked up a joint or something. And everybody handles their shit differently. I just know what didn't work for me. And I don't smoke cigarettes anymore. But I got to a certain point where I got into a certain point with my personal life where I resonate with this straight edge hardcore. It's like punk rock, but sober driven. And much more about self-empowerment through your decisions and taking ownership of your everyday. And I treated myself to this trip. The reason I bring that up is because I can't help but think about you and your trip and how it was so much more than you just going to fucking Italy, Amsterdam, and this. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's crazy that we both just have had trips that are celebrated as something more than just an airplane ticket to some place where we slept for a week or something. It's a trophy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? My trip was a trophy, and it sounds like your trip was an achievement as well. You know, something that, you know, like you said, not everybody in your family has gotten to do, something that you'll carry with you, and it won't be just, oh yeah, here's this time I went to Amsterdam and this. It was, I stopped doing this. I stopped doing A, B. I started doing C. I worked really hard at C and D, and because of that, I got to fucking E, and now I'm enjoying F.
Yeah.
You know? And that, and you know, it seems like people, and I think as we get older, people are starting to understand, but it seems like sometimes people don't understand how basic life arithmetic is. And you know what I think is a great measure of that for starters is I think that the gym is really great for that in like youth and things, because the gym is very honest. Mm-hmm. If you don't lift up that weight and if you don't eat right, you won't look a certain way. Nope. It's as simple as that. If your friends are helping you lift the shit, you won't look this certain way. Nope. You can't cheat your way out of a physique. You know, and this is just an example. And I think it's an example at the most fundamental form. I think that there's plenty of ways that you can go about proving that hard work gets you results. But the gym is the most basic thing. And I still think, and I think that you're one of these people that speaks my dialect, but I would say that it seems like there's a disconnect between people and grinding the stone in order to get the sharp blade, you know? It seems like people want especially in 2019, want the microwave dinner result, you know?
It's, that's one of the biggest issues that people have is they want everything right now.
Yeah.
They don't understand that, like, even, you know, look at people that you look up to, or, you know, celebrities or podcasters or whoever it is. Everyone just thinks that these people popped up overnight and became successful. No, dude, these people were working for 10, 15 years of their life, grinding every single day.
For sure.
Gary Vaynerchuk, dude, is one of my biggest influences, that like what he does and how he's like, dude, nobody knew who he was. And that's what, like, the big thing for me and listening to you with this. And, you know, I see the views growing. I see the followers growing.
I don't even look at that.
That's because you shouldn't.
Do you see the hover to view thing?
Yeah.
I hide all the shit. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, it shouldn't.
Because I'm not thinking about today.
Bro.
I'm thinking, and that's a Gary Vaynerchuk? Vaynerchuk thing is, don't think 50 minutes, think 50 years.
50 years, bro. He just talked about that. Yeah.
Yeah, so and from the start, I started hiding all that shit because
Good.
it's toxic, dude. It's toxic, and it's aligned with the same release of dopamine you get when you're on Instagram and you see a like.
MySpace fucked this all up, bro.
I would say that MySpace was like the platform. MySpace was like the homie who's got a cousin that he wants you to meet that could hook you up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? It was like MySpace was like the fool from the bad family that was like, yeah, I know where to get you that. Just come over one day. And then Facebook is the homie that's selling you fucking whatever.
Well,
because
now it's
real bad influence.
It lives with you.
Yeah.
Like MySpace was bad because it was like, oh, new comment, new like, new message,
You
new
remember
this,
that?
new that. Oh my dude. All of the years back in the day, like I started out with like AOL Instant Messenger.
So did I. I
And,
had
like,
a million different screen names, dude. I would change them all the time.
The worst thing, dude. I was Gundo Wanksta.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Dude,
my god.
Jesus,
like,
dude.
but dude, I used to use that to like talk to girls and like all kinds of
Yeah.
My Instant Messenger game was so much better than my real life game that like
for sure.
it got me into situations, and when I was in that situation I was like, oh shit, what do I do?
Yeah, for sure. Well, AOL Instant Messenger, especially at the time, it was definitely like, for us, it was like, go meet up at Rec Park.
ASL?
Yeah,
What do you-
ASL. So I never did the chat room thing.
Okay.
But I definitely like had everybody's screen name here in town. Yeah, man, it was fucking crazy. You know, one of my earliest memories of social media is you showing me the iPhone in we were seniors or juniors in high school, and we were in the drive-thru for burgers, etc. here in town. I was like, yo, can you get Facebook on that thing? And you pulled up Facebook, and I was like, oh fuck,
It's
like,
on now.
It was on, and like I didn't exactly, you know, you're young, so you don't do the math of what exactly that meant. But what exactly that meant was now you have. Well, so much has unrolled from that moment, you know? At that time, it was just like, oh, shoot, Facebook. And that was it. But what it really meant was now there's a technology that you can carry around in your pocket where you can have your social interactions at the palm of your hands, no matter where you are, no matter what time it is.
Nope.
You know, and you used to have to call people's houses, you know? And, like, do you remember, like, calling like girls' houses or whatever, and their parents would pick up and you'd hang up because you didn't want to tell the dad who it was or whatever? Yeah.
Dude, I remember. So I like
old school.
I still remember one landline phone number, and I don't even know why, but it's Devin Dom's down the street right here.
For sure.
31. Oh, I'm not even gonna say it. I don't even think they have it anymore.
Don't blast Devin. By the way, Devin, come on, dude.
But I remember his phone number. I remember Kevin Butler's cell phone number.
For sure.
And that's it. Like, I maybe remember one of my house phone numbers.
It was important to have homies. Mine's Mike D. I have Mike D's number. I'll never forget Mike D's number. But me particularly, I knew I had to go to art school because I still don't even remember like Pat's birthday.
Yeah.
And I'm so bad with numbers. And I just always have been bad with numbers. I just mix things up. But Mike D's is ingrained in my head. And yeah, that's it. Like,
birthdays are now, I put them straight into my calendar on my phone because, dude, it's important.
It is.
I'm not big on the birthday, like, oh, let's celebrate my birthday because it's another year around. Like, that's bullshit. But for somebody, like, for you to hit them up on their birthday is huge.
And
that's how I feel.
I just had a birthday, and it meant a lot. And you know what? I'm at a weird position with how I feel about the happy birthday thing because you definitely get the people who take the time to write on your Facebook wall, which is so sweet of somebody to take the extra couple of seconds to write happy birthday. But then you get, the message, like the text message that's like, hey man, I love you. Remember that one time that we were doing this? That was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
You've always been awesome. Whatever. You know, whatever your fucking best friends, however language they would say happy birthday to you.
Yeah.
Could be, hey, what up, idiot? I can't believe you've made it this far. Good luck.
You're still alive?
Wear a helmet today. You know, like but what's important is when people say that, but I'm in a weird fumble with the happy birthday because should I be regarding those text messages as much as like the Facebook happy birthday? Because those people did, because if I can't, right? I can't because it's not a personalized message. So now I have like these tiers of happy birthdays that mean something to me. You know, I have like the like on my Instagram post where I talk about my birthday.
Yeah.
And somebody just shows me like sends like the party hat emoji. And then I have the happy birthday on Facebook where it's happy birthday, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark.
Which everybody gets.
Yeah. And then I have the happy birthday text, happy birthday, exclamation mark to my personal phone. And then I have the personalized like, hey man, like remember that one time, blah, 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 blah. I knew right then that me and you were going to be tight. Happy birthday. I hope you have the best day ever.
Yeah.
So I have like 4 tiers of happy birthday meanings to me. And it was really like, and I think it's my job, especially with, I don't know if I consider this a profession because this is just me documenting who I am, you know? So this isn't really a profession. This is just me being Andrew. But I've noticed that Andrew being Andrew, I'm taking the time to think about things a little bit extra more than I would have. And when I'm receiving these happy birthdays and like I would get a really heartfelt message from one of my good friends in my circle. And then I get a happy birthday on my Facebook and they're both sweet, right? They're both time taken out of somebody's day to say happy birthday. But one is moving me much more emotionally than another one. And it was really interesting because I'm like, wow, now I have like all these different levels. But like, does this mean as much to me as just like the Instagram like?
Yeah.
And does this mean as much? And I'm like, yo, this is so fucking trippy. When back in the day, like if it wasn't like a happy birthday, man, hug or whatever it was, it didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? And so it's really weird that now we have the same degree. And you know what? You could say that about anything. We have degrees of interaction, right? Like, what up, WUTUP is different than like a phone call. Hey man, what are you up to? Like a text message. And now we have all these like, and I think that's like one of the complexities of the social media age that we're living in now is now we have like tiers of interaction where it's like, yo man, I hit you up. It's like, yo bro, you hit me up with 3 letters and it was SUP. Like, is that hitting me up? Or you didn't hit me up and were like, hey brother, I knew you had a test last week, bro. How'd you score? Yeah. You know, or something. You wrote sup. That could have been like a copy paste job. You know, and
send it out to all my hoes.
It's yeah, it's a fucking to 57 people, however many hoes you got these days. But
so for me, trippy. Like I think that's something that you're looking at, and like you said, you have these layers of like which one means more or whatever. And tiers. Honestly, I think they're all
positive interactions.
Oh, 100%. But it's like
they all feel good.
Did somebody take more time to do one or the other, or is it just like, oh, it's like going through the motion of like, oh, okay, it's your birthday, hey, happy birthday or whatever? Like, I honestly think it has to do with your personal relationship with somebody. And if I got any one of the 4, I'm cool with it.
Yeah,
I think.
Well, I'm not cool with any.
No, I know, but I'm saying like the 5 of like my best homies or whatever, they could all hit me up one of the different ways, and I feel more. I feel better about any one of those because of who it's coming from versus the way that they sent it.
For sure. Yeah. So for you, it's more of like a whose name tag it's on. You know.
Where is it coming from? So like for me, there's this thing called the love languages. I don't know if you've ever heard of it or whatever.
I know there's 5 different love languages.
The 5 love languages. Yeah. So like one of them's like
student of life. I dabble in everything. I'm not
physical touch. One is words of affirmation. One is like spending alone time with them. The other one is like, so like I took the test. Mine's words of affirmation. For sure.
So you like when people are like, yo, Angel, I saw that you ran the 5K. I know that you've never really done something like that before, but I acknowledge what kind of hard work it takes.
Good job.
I'm really proud of you, man. Good job.
Dude, that goes so far for me. But again, that's a personal thing. And another one is gift giving.
Everybody likes that shit, by the way.
Gift giving is so low on my love languages that I've never been big on that. So like I could have been hurting somebody because their love language is gift giving, and I've never been like, oh, here's a present for your birthday, here's a present for Christmas, here's this.
Gotcha.
Because it's so low on my thing. I don't care if people give me presents. And I don't care if people give me words of affirmation either, but that's what resonates with me the most.
But do they still register as positive interactions? Like if somebody gives you a gift, or you're not like,
oh, I'm not mad at it. No, not at all,
you, bro. Okay, so my next
Give
question
me a gift. How dare you?
In order to be the most proficient socialite you can be, how do you go about figuring out someone's love language when you are just in a casual, when you just are living casually and they're like I'm not going to go tell, I don't know, I got a couple buddies that like I know from playing shows. I wouldn't like hit them up and ask for a ride or anything, but
Yeah.
like how would I go about figuring out what they're...
I mean, some people you can tell, like if it's physical touch, you can see in your interaction, like, oh, do they hit you on the arm a lot? Do they want to hug when they see you?
Yeah.
Like, that's somebody that you'd be like, oh, a
Band
physical
dudes
touch.
are like that a lot.
Yeah. And
they're
it's
like super like, give me a hug, buddy. Yeah. Oh, it's good to see you, man.
I think it's something that they'll express to you too. Like for me, I try to encourage people because my thing is words of affirmation. So especially like when I talk to you, dude, I try to pump you up. And then you like humble yourself down, and I'm like, no, bro, I'm so pumped for you.
Let's figure out what my love language is, dude. So what are they?
So
gifts are cool.
Gift giving.
First of all, but gifts, what that means to give a gift to me is not, oh man, I have this gift. It's, fuck, that is so sweet that you took the time to do that.
So that's what it is. It's not a monetary value of the gift. It's like the thought behind the gift.
Okay, I am quite into that then. Like if somebody goes out of their way, okay, Nick Chepa will always be regarded as one of my best friends because every Christmas he always gets me something and I'm like, dude, you're my only friend who does that.
Yeah.
Now, if everybody...
So you should know his love language is gift giving.
For sure.
So I don't know if you ever give him gifts back, but I guarantee you if you had some kind of thoughtful gift that you can give to him next time, it's going to blow his mind.
Well, I did one time. Dude, actually, it's so funny you say that because I gave him a framed thing of art that I made for Christmas, and it's like posted up in his living room.
I was going to say he'll probably have that forever.
Oh, Nick Chepa, dude. I'm gonna start fucking hooking you up, my boy.
So
damn, that's crazy.
So yeah,
man.
so there's gift giving, there's physical touch, there's quality time.
Physical touch, I'm not big in. Like I definitely am like hey man, I need to get my space for a second. But like I don't know, is it possible to have a couple? Is it possible to be like trilingual?
So when you do it, I think it's like scored out of like a 12, and so like mine is like 11 is words of affirmation.
Cool.
And 10 is like quality time, then the other ones are like super low, like 3s.
So you enjoy quality time and words of affirmation. You should come on my podcast sometime,
bro. I would love to be there,
dude. You are fucking. So apparently you're built for the podcast scenario.
Yeah, man.
Where we could just talk about how fucking awesome you are, and
dude,
spend some quality time together.
When we had that conversation in Mexico, I came back and there's a girl that works with me. Her name's Katie. She's a comedian. Shout out to Katie K Comedy.
Out Katie.
She podcasts. Awesome. Her and her boyfriend.
Fuck yeah.
And her boyfriend's like some big dude for the Woody Allen show.
Super cool.
The Woody show? I don't know. One of those.
Shout out, holla. What up?
So they podcast and they had started building a following. They got some merch going. They're starting to get people to pay for like sponsorships.
Cool.
And I was just like, hey, how do you do it? Like, what are you using? What'd you set up with? How do you stream? How do you get it on different platforms? Like all this, like I was into it, bro.
For sure.
I just didn't take the action that you took.
It's easy, dude. You just like anything, need to do it.
Yeah.
You just got to do it, man. You just got to take those fat hits on your credit card.
Yep.
Spend money you don't fucking have. Do all the scary things. Realize that money will come back to you just like every other time. And if I would have gone with my gut feeling of, hey, man, like, you don't need this. Like, what about clothes, brother? You know, what about a new pair of shoes? I buy all my clothes off the Zoomies sale rack online.
There you go.
I haven't bought like a full price item of clothing in like 5 years. But these are the decisions I make. I bike to work now because like I have a car that's like about to break down on me and I refuse to fix it because I don't know how I feel about cars entirely just yet. But I'm willing to sacrifice all those things because this, my friend, is the federal reserve here, man. This is my vault. You know what I'm saying? And I would there's no other way you could convince me to spend like serious money on something that's not this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, this is your passion, bro.
Yeah, like, I think so. But I'm having a hard time putting my finger on what exactly it is. Like, is it talking to people? Is it listening to people? Is podcast just this blanket term for just communications? You know, like I don't like what exactly is my passion?
Yeah. I mean, I truly think that it is getting everybody that you've encountered in life and coming on here and just being able to talk to them, dude. Just shoot the shit. I really think
love that.
so. Yeah.
I really do.
So back to your love language. I think quality time is something huge for you.
For sure. Yeah, I definitely love some quality time. However, yeah, I would say quality time. There was a period in my life, though, sobriety. There was a period in my life where, like, I don't know, I would like to see where my test. I'm much different than I am now that I'm not smoking pot.
Yep.
Because I spent 10 years under the veil of weed. I was high all the time. I'd go to job interviews high. I'd smoke in my car before I went into work.
Yep.
I would take breaks and say I just need to stretch my back because I've been sitting at the computer all day. I'd go smoke down the street. Like I was always fucking high. And it wasn't even like an enough to be like, Rastaman, like amount of weed. It was like an annoying like BB
microdosing,
like
dude.
OCD amount. Yeah. But it was just enough to debilitate me. Like just enough for me to like, it would give me terrible anxiety. It like, I became almost like an adrenaline junkie of me trying to exist with this fucking rush. And I got my college, I thank God every day that I got my college degree in this period of my life. But I just wasn't progressing. And just all of a sudden it seemed like I was 27 and everybody was like doing things.
Yeah.
And I made the wean just like everybody else. Real quick, anybody who's trying to quit weed, it took me fucking 3 times to quit everything I've done. But you keep hammering away, you keep chipping away. So, but to bring it back, I would love to see what my love languages were there.
Yeah, take the test.
And what they were now. But however, I'm not exactly sure what a test would be in that period of my life. We'll call it the old life.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't even me. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is me. This is like
honestly,
me.
it's in the past. So
But I was so different. You know, I started a podcast specifically because I hated talking to people. I would talk to people just enough where I'd make them laugh. I'd keep inventory of the social cues. I made them laugh, complimented them. I'm on a pretty good note here. Let's bail.
Yeah.
I would shady bounce every party. I would fake bathroom breaks to just go sit in the bathroom and be like, enough time. Okay, they think I've pissed. And then I would go and quote unquote put in work to another person. It was really obsessive and weird.
That is kind of weird.
It is weird, but I was afraid of not being loved because I don't think I necessarily loved myself, which I think everybody goes through.
Yeah.
You know, and I wanted to be fearless because I knew I had all these tools to build crazy things, but when it was time to hold the hammer, and I think that's why I got high for so long, is I didn't know how to face the music, whatever the fucking music was. Yeah. But I would jetpack out of all these social, especially if I made you laugh. If I made you laugh, peace out, dude. Count down 1 minute because I knew I did something, and I became really obsessive about how people felt about me, and to the point where like I would think about negative interactions I've had with people. And would go out, reach out to them, and be really apologetic, sorry, which was genuine and true.
And they're like, "What are you talking about?"
And they'd be like, "What?" Yeah, exactly, dude. Yeah. And it would keep me up, and I would put myself out there, like, "Hey, I know, like, it was I hit up Madison Renfro. Shout out Madison Renfro. About 3 months ago, I hit her up and told her I stole her iPod in high school.
Oh shit.
Yeah, like I really did that. But this was more me, like, trying to clear all the water under the bridge, you know?
Yeah.
But I mean, like, there is a part of me that is really concerned about how people feel about me. And I let that fear manifest into an absolute fucking monster. It was dictating my life. I was getting high all the time. I was afraid to go out because going out was physically exhausting. I just wasn't living my own life. So I'd go out and get drunk. If I had to get drunk, I had to have cigarettes on me. If I got too drunk, who's got the coke? It would evolve into this whole thing. And it was really just because of social anxiety. So to bring it back to the forefront, the reason I started a podcast is I was afraid to talk to people. And I didn't know how to spend quality time with people.
Well, I think you're past that now.
It's a muscle, man. Like anything. It's a muscle like anything else. And people think that I just got onto this podcast and all of a sudden I was fucking Maury and I was just belting out these 2-hour long conversations and being able to finish my sentences. Dude, we'll try and find them. I don't think I have them because they were on Twitch and they don't get saved. But my first couple of sentences, I was saying I would do it all the time. Sometimes I still do it. It's pretty much just me eating time because I don't think about what I'm going to say next. I would touch my face, play with my hair.
It gives your brain a second to catch up on what you want to say or
When
what
really
you're trying to say.
Just shut the fuck up and think about what you're going to say. It's a conversation. It doesn't need to be like this huge fucking groundbreaking fake Fox News information. Now cut it down to Angel Salazar. Information. Like, it doesn't need to be like that. As a matter of fact, it makes this whole thing seem a little bit more artificial when really breaks in conversation are natural. Some of the best speakers in the world have breaks. Obama, whatever you feel about his policies, doesn't take away from what a brilliant speaker he was, and he would take fucking naps in the middle of his sentences. He would shut the fuck up, and people would forget what they're doing, and then he would finish the last 3 words of his sentence. It was brilliant, man.
Pauses are powerful.
For sure.
That's something that I've been looking into lately because I want to use the things that I've learned and gone through and use that to empower other people. There's a lot of people that I've been hanging out with lately, like big time people. Like,
I know
these dudes are multimillionaires. Not only that, they were multimillionaires that lost everything that came back to become even bigger multimillionaires.
I love that story. Tiger Woods.
Bro, the comeback story is one of the best stories in American history.
Because we all relate to it. The comeback doesn't have to be Tiger Woods on the PGA Tour. The comeback could be fucking gaining weight, you know, and losing it and coming back. And now you're back.
Yep.
You know, that's the hero's journey.
Yeah,
dude.
That
the
really
hero's
is.
journey is what, for whatever reason, the calculus in the sky, we resonate with the hero's journey. All of us.
Yep. And it's crazy because people see it on a couple different fronts. When they see the downfall, especially of somebody that's in the celebrity limelight or whatever, they're like, ha, they're a real person. They have faults. Look at them go down.
Flies on shit.
And it makes them feel good about themselves.
Flies on
which
shit.
Which sucks. But also, those same people that felt the same way about that person going down, when they see them rise back up, they're like, oh, yes, it's possible.
Yeah.
Somebody like me can do it.
Yes.
You know?
Absolutely. I think that a lot of people are well, I think we're getting better. I think for me and you, someone who, and I say me and you, not that we're more spiritually elevated. Nah, fuck it. I'm going to give us the credit. For me and you, people who are more spiritually elevated, because I really do believe that we are more spiritually elevated.
Yeah.
We've taken introspective moments to evaluate ourselves, taken inventory on the things that we do, what we say, what they really mean. People who are spiritually elevated are now being able to recognize, like for me, this is an example. When I see a selfie, when I see selfie after selfie after selfie, I'm like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
You know, why are you having a hard time loving yourself?
It's a mental disorder.
Yeah. And I have people who are my family who are really into posting pictures of themselves, and that's just an example, but it gets easier and easier by the day as we excavate our emotional bullshit to recognize the things that we've already have gone through. Maybe like for me, there's no fucking way I could post like a duck lip selfie, because what does that mean? Example, I'm sorry, I'm fucking scatterbrained. I've been up since 2 this morning,
good.
so if I'm going crazy. I modeled the other week. I've had a couple modeling gigs lately. I won't post the pictures because I know what the pictures mean. I know what it means. I'm feeding my ego, is what that means. What would be the purpose?
Depends. What is it for? Did you model somebody's clothes?
I did.
Okay, so fuck yeah, post the pictures.
Yeah,
bro.
so there's different trains of thought here. One, Morgan Rojas, I had Ryan and Morgan on for the first. They were like, no, you need to put a face to your brand.
Yeah.
But me, being the fucking whatever.
That's if you want to be the face of your brand, though.
Yeah, but I want you to be the face of my brand. I got art, dude. I'm on every fucking episode. You see 3/4 of my face on 39 episodes now.
Yeah.
Do the math. 39 episodes times 2 hours.
Yep.
I'm not a mathematician, but I'm pretty sure I'm getting a lot of fucking FaceTime here. Posting the pictures of me like this. or whatever fucking stupid face I'm doing that the photographer had me do isn't going to do anything.
Blue steel.
But yeah, isn't going to do anything but feed my ego. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard for me to bring it back.
I mean, dude, there's intention behind everything, right? So if your intention was, oh, I'm going to post these pictures because I look sexy as fuck and I just want people to like it, then yeah, that might be something different.
Yeah.
But if you're posting it because it's like, oh, this is the homie's brand and I want to support this and I want people to know about
that's different.
That's way different.
That's
bro.
not what happened.
Okay.
I modeled for a band that I don't even fucking listen to. They just needed a model for this website.
Yeah, no, I would probably keep those to yourself.
Yeah, see, and it's to bring it back is it's harder for me and maybe for you to see through the jargon that is social actions like or social media. Fuck, this is telling it a drawn out word, but social media activities like a selfie or saying something really fucking negative. You know, like you talking about.
I'm so against negativity.
Yeah, because what does that mean, dude?
It's horrible.
I know what that means when somebody's like, "Yo, fuck this shit," because it's like
they got some shit.
Yeah, it's so apparent, you know, and unfortunately, we were talking about the hero's journey. These people who talk shit are the same people who rise up. I think that this all comes from the understanding that we have created a place in social media that keeps us from doing the time on an introspective basis. Because we're taking so much time looking into other people's lives because it's so accessible that people are now forgetting that you need to take 5 times as much time as you looking into the bullshit of what Angel Salazar has been up to, tagged photos, interactions. Oh shit, was this his girlfriend with the whatever fucking fools naturally just do on the internet. You know, I lurk. I'm guilty of lurking.
Oh, the rabbit hole's real.
The rabbit hole is real. And you know how my body registers that, man? Is being over, and you won't understand this, you won't sympathize with this, but being over exposed to nicotine. Sometimes when you smoke too much nicotine, you get really like uncomfortable in your own skin. You can't sit still because you just fucking. It's like drinking too much coffee or Red Bull.
Coffee sometimes, bro.
Yeah, where you're just like antsy and shit. That's the same way I feel when I lurk. Too hard, you know. And I think there's 2 things at play here. One, there's this over caffeinated feeling when people are lurking because maybe they don't think that themselves are interesting enough, and 2. Maybe they aren't quote unquote interesting enough, which is stupid because that's subjective. And you know, you could fucking be a professional paint chipper and think that you're interesting enough. Okay, it's subjective. But because you don't think you're interesting enough, it's easier to critique other people instead of doing the work on yourself. Yeah. And me and you who are spiritually elevated, but I think that we've earned that title, have done the work on ourselves, and it's easy for people like you and I to see what's really at play here when somebody talks shit on somebody's success, when somebody's critiquing somebody as something out of nothing, negativity, you know, it's, you know, and I hope that people will sign up for their 5K like you had, you know, or go to these conferences or make the adjustments. Have you always been somebody to assess your problem, recognize that something is working? Like,
no way.
Yeah.
No.
What would you say the first time you were like, man, this system's broken. I need to reevaluate what's going on, and I need to re-engage?
Dude, I honestly don't even know, but I do know this, that
because you've always been a hard worker.
Oh yeah,
sure.
But without aim.
Oh, okay.
And like busy work almost.
Yeah.
You know,
filler work type deal.
For me, it's really been over the last 2 years getting into reading. Like I read like nobody's business.
How did it start for you though? Like, what was the first time you were like taking a look at yourself? Because like you weren't just like, I'm gonna buy books today. Like,
no.
What was like the first message you got where you're like, damn?
I read a book a long time ago when I was working at the car wash right here in El Segundo. And it was not too long before I got my DUI. And the book is called What the Bleep Do We Know?
Oh, okay, movie too.
And there's a movie too. And it talks about quantum physics and the vibrations of everything. And that's why, when we talk about like spiritually enlightened and everything like that, for me, a big thing has been I've been back in church for about a year now.
Good for
and whatever anyone believes in is on them, and I'm never somebody that's like goes out and like pushes my agenda or beliefs on people. But I'm a Christian, I go to church. I believe that people need to be connected to goodness and whatever it is you want to call it, God,
something
Buddha,
bigger than yourself,
energy,
for
cosmos,
sure.
whatever it is.
100% agree.
It's out there.
100%.
It is real.
I agree with that.
What the bleep do I know, or what the bleep do we know, is one of the first things that kind of opened my eyes to that. And then, fast forward a little bit, like I said, it was right before I got my DUI. So I was manifesting these things in my life because I think, like you, we were drinking at such a young age and doing stupid shit.
Yeah.
That I think reading that book really caused me to, I attracted my DUI to myself. As weird and as shitty as that seems, but getting in trouble and being sent away basically for a year to go, that's what really got me started on like, dude, I need to take some kind of responsibility and control of my life. And it's blessed me so much because I went up north to Rockland, California, which is just outside of Sacramento. And my only job was if I was going to live up there, I needed to be in school. So I was in school. I was taking my fire science classes. I took some psychology courses that really helped me kind of understand, like you said, like the social media thing and why people do the things that they do. And I'm no expert by any means, but I have a base knowledge of, I can see why they're doing that. But it also sucks because then you try to overanalyze why people are doing things, and you can't analyze somebody else's intention, and that's when I started working in restaurants. I got my first job my very first restaurant job was Mandy's right here on Main Street.
Oh,
the
no shit.
Shitty little breakfast place, whatever that was.
Shout out Mandy's.
But Red Robin was my first restaurant job where I was like, okay, I could do this hospitality thing,
Yeah.
And I started as a host, and I moved up to a busser, and then I became a food runner / expo, and that's where I shined, the expo position, because I was like, okay, these are my windows, these are my tickets, this is my food, everything's going out perfect. Like, I made sure that my tickets never got sent back. I made sure everything went out the way it was supposed to, and that's blossomed into this 10-year career now that I've had in hospitality where, dude, I've gotten to travel the world on the company's dime to go across the United States. I went to the Middle East twice to open restaurants. Shout out The Counter. And bro, it's opened me up to so many things. And now, still serving tables 10 years later, I got up into management, got in a fight with the owner, like left the company with no backup plan, whatever. And then I got into Roost Chris Steakhouse here. And while I've been there, I got my real estate license and all this stuff and the story behind that. But my first house that I sold was over $1 million. I still work with agents that have never had $1 million listing. And I sold that because my regulars that are at the restaurant.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, dude.
So it came full circle for you.
Yes. So it's interconnected, the two worlds, right? So, and that's what really got me started on this journey of reading and getting into audibles and stuff like that, is because I realized that self-responsibility and getting out of that victim mentality is so huge for anything that you want in life. And then you get back onto the vibrations and how everything vibrates, right? Like the earth and minerals vibrate at a certain level. Then the next thing is like plants, then animals, and then us, right? So we vibrate the highest. And even when you talk about people vibrating, thoughts vibrate higher and faster than anything else. So then you get into, okay, what am I thinking all the time? What am I saying to people? Because when you're speaking, it's literally a vibration, right? Your vocal cords vibrate. It goes into a sound, and that's what vibrates to your ear, and that's how you hear me, right?
Right.
So if that's what's vibrating at the highest level, that's when you realize, like, talking down on people or calling people names or stupid or whatever it's literally talking death on people. And then that's when you get into the positive self-thought and self-image and getting more why I need to think positively about my life and what I want to do, because that's what forms things and that's what manifests back from the universe, right? So the other thing is when we talk about social media and what people are going on there and talking all this crap, dude, I used to get in multiple day long arguments on Facebook for the stupidest reasons, right? So now I've gotten to the point where I'll see something that I don't agree with or that I think is stupid that needs to be called out, and I'll write a message and then I'll delete it.
Oh shit!
And it's so powerful for me.
That's a good move
because I get it off my chest, and that's when they talk about like writing letters to people but never sending them. You get whatever you thought you had to say, and you just don't send it. Okay, so I did that, and now I'm to the point where I can see something that I don't agree with, that don't believe in, whatever. I think that it needs to be rebutted or whatever, and I just move on. So it's been like a level progression of, oh, my opinion needs to be heard. I got to talk about this. I got to put this person in the place. I'm like, no, whatever. And really what it is I like, and I don't want to like get weird about it, but like I pray for that person and I move on.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, wishing somebody the best doesn't do anything but reinforces more positivity, not only towards your initial thought of that person for being like, yo, I'm going to tell this motherfucker right now. When you wish well for that person, and you hope for guidance with that person, it kind of erases your initial like, man, fuck that fool feeling, and it just brings it, maybe erodes some of that negativity that person has caused you in your own life. So that definitely makes sense, man. I think you're onto something with the vibrations. There's a couple things that I want to take note that you have done that are powerful and still something that I think about to this day. Number one, you stopped listening to gangster rap. Yeah. That was big. I used to get all my music from you guys, but you don't. I remember in Mexico, I was asking you about a song, and it wasn't the song, the Humble song. It was I had asked you about a song, and you're like, "Oh, I don't really know. I don't listen to that shit." And I was like, "What do you mean?" You're like, "Yeah, I don't listen to it." And then it was your time to plug something on. It was all like Tribal Seeds, which is all
reggae.
Reggae, because reggae. I think reggae's vibration is a super positive one, and there's not really negative vibration or negative reggae. I mean, Damian Marley's got some shit about bodies in the trunk or whatever, but
there's things, especially with music, because again, it all vibrates, right?
Right.
And there's actually like some weird studies out there where they talk about how all music used to get put out in this certain megahertz, right? And then they've sped it up, and how it's making people feel, and like raves and all that stuff is. I feel like there's going to be some studies coming out in the next few years where they're like, if you've been to raves, like you've fucked up your body. Because I think that listening to that just like so long and so loud, I think it has an effect on your body.
Really?
Yeah, dude. And who goes like, I know very few people. Nick Chappell was like one of them who like can go to a rave and not do drugs, right?
Yeah.
If you have to go, if being somewhere makes you take drugs, that's an issue, dude. That's a problem.
Yeah, that's a big problem.
And that's what the rave culture has always been about.
Yeah, for sure. Dude, I've only been to one rave, and I was on drugs.
Yeah.
And I'm not doing it again.
Dude,
it was just not a very positive experience for me.
And then also when you think about like the vibration of thought and words and everything, and if all you're listening to is, oh, F this and shoot that and all this, dude, like that
shit wears on you.
Yeah. It goes into your subconscious mind, and you sleep and you dream and you play out all these weird ass scenarios that ultimately it shapes who you are, and it messes with you. You know, like, dude, look at all these kids that we grew up with in El Segundo that were little shitheads. And I really think a big part of it was the music that they listened to, and they thought that they were living out some fucking fantasy of being a gangbanger or whatever it is that really has no benefit to anybody. And for me, like when we in Mexico, like dude, it's been strictly like reggae because I feel like it's all positive,
that was a good move.
Good vibes,
that was a
all
good
that
move.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Now, like again, you know, getting back into the church, I listen to a lot of worship stuff, which
good for you.
Not everything is like, oh, God and Jesus and everything, but it's just about being positive, you know?
I do the same thing. It's called straight edge hardcore for me.
Yeah.
Where it's all about ownership of your own shit, and I resonate with the energy because there's a part of me, I'm a little pissed at myself, and I resonate with straight edge hardcore because it's fierce, you know? Like I really am getting to the point where, I'm a little upset with society that it's like, yo, it's cool to fucking drink. Yo, it's cool to fucking do this. It's cool to do. And I had it so ass backwards. And if I would have done I'm so thankful for all the roads that I traveled to get me to where this point. But I think that this ferociousness, because I can't think of the word I'm trying to use right now, is in that vein of music is appropriate because I think kids are being misled. I think that there's a lot of bad decisions being made that shape lives, and I think that this ferociousness is a dialect that helps demonstrate the severity of the situation. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what resonates with hardcore me. But I definitely, what does it for me, man? Like real negative shit is, real bad fight videos where someone gets
that's like a guilty pleasure of mine.
Yeah, no, I know.
I could watch some World Star knockout videos.
Okay, so the World Star, but when you see someone get their head kicked in,
it hurts, bro.
Yeah, it hurts.
It makes me cringe.
Yeah, it's cringe, but it's weird that why do we like watching that shit?
Oh, primal.
It's primal, right?
Instinct, bro.
It's like Gladiator.
That's like. I don't know if you know who David Goggins is.
Yeah, I know who Goggins is.
Like stay hard, like be savage.
Yeah,
because bro, that is one of the biggest driving factors of being a person. It's thousands of years ingrained into us to like you got to be ready to go. Like at any point in time, you never know what's gonna. Dude, my whole trip through Europe, I'm like looking at people on the train, like you look sketchy, bro. Like, is this gonna be some shit where you like start shooting other train? Like, dude, I was, and I'm like telling my cousin, I'm like, dude, what's up with this guy? He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I don't know. I'm not vibing with this dude right now.
Really?
Dude, I was ready to tackle some motherfuckers.
Why are you doing that?
Situational awareness.
For sure.
Get back to like
Shelby's mad into that. Shelby's mad into
that's
that.
What, dude, when I heard that, I was listening to it and I was like, dude, that's so true.
Yeah.
Because that was my whole trip. I had
situational awareness.
Yeah. I had a responsibility to make sure that my little cousin was cool the whole time we were in Europe. Yeah. And I wish that I could have like concealed carried or something the whole time and really just have that peace of mind that like if something pops off then I'm going to do something about it. But that's kind of like where I'm at right now is like, well, there's being smart and there's being stupid. Like obviously if there's a way for you to remove yourself from the situation and get out of trouble and harm's way, then do that. But if I'm in close enough proximity where I have an opportunity to stop something bad that's going on, I'm going to try to take it.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
Yeah.
Hey, I have a be right back screen. Let me take a piss real quick.
Be right back, dude. Minutes ago.
We were talking about writing letters and deleting them.
Yeah.
Yeah, situational awareness. Dude, I get that. Fuck. And Shelby's going to be like, what? What the fuck are you talking about? But I actually turn that muscle off when I travel.
Yeah.
Because my first 20 minutes of walking around Bangkok, when I went to Thailand, I swear I was like,
yeah.
Like, fools come up.
Try me, dog.
Fools would be like, come up and be like, cheap suits. I'd be like, who you calling cheap, fool?
Yeah.
Like, and by the end of the trip, bro, like, I trusted my surroundings and I have fucking beads and a headband on. And I'm like, it was totally against. Shelby would have fucking airlifted me out of there if you would have seen my behavior on the last day there, dude.
The other thing to me is like vibrations, bro. You attract to yourself certain situations.
I'm so glad you say that. So one of my biggest things about traveling, and I think you agree, is number one, knock on wood, I don't really get in fights, but fights don't really come find me. But I really like treat everybody with respect.
Yeah.
No matter who you are, boy, girl, color your skin, whatever. Oh, my bad, man. Hey, I'm sorry. You good?
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm good, man. Like, and it's I've never had a problem.
Dude, you know how many people told me like, "Oh, don't tell anyone you're from America." I'm like, "Why?"
Yeah.
Like, "Oh, when I travel, I put a Canadian flag on me, dude, and I just tell them, I tell everyone I'm from Canada." I'm like, "Why, dude? Like, I don't attract that to myself."
Yeah.
Dude, I used to hang out with kids that like were looking for fights, and they'd always be the one to get in fights.
So weird.
Fucking Devin.
But that's what the bleep do we know shit. I mean,
yeah.
you bring
dude, you
that
literally
shit.
attract all that stuff to yourself. I met nothing but the coolest people my whole trip. And anywhere that I've ever been, dude, I've been to Saudi Arabia. Like, that's not something that 90% of Americans could say that they've
What
been
was
to
that
Saudi.
like, dude?
So again, anywhere you go, there's going to be really cool people and there's going to be really shitty people, right? You can walk around LA and bump into somebody that's like, "Oh, I want to fucking rip your
Dude,
face
the worst
off."
people I've ever met in my travels have been in like downtown LA,
Yeah.
by the way.
So anywhere you go, there's really cool people, there's really shitty people, and it's just, what are you putting out there? How are you acting? And that's what you're going to deal with. Now, I went out there with all the positive intentions and stuff that I could, and I was like, "Oh, we're going to meet really cool people that speak some kind of English, that are going to be cool to us and hospitable," and that's all we got the whole trip. And now being in Saudi Arabia, I met people that are like, "Oh, where are you from?" I'm like, "Oh, from America." And they're like, "Oh, okay, dope, dude." Like, I go out because a lot of dude, they have so much money that a lot of them come out here, they shop, and then they go back home. A lot of them come out here for college, they get the experience, and then they go back home.
Me and Christian had mentioned it one time that I think that if whoever them is, had it their way, it'd keep you here, fool. It'd keep you here and afraid of the rest of the world, man. They want you here buying McDonald's and
because that's the thing. If you don't get out there and experience it for
Amazon.
yourself, you think, "Oh man, everyone hates America," and like, "Oh my god, we're screwed."
staying here.
Dude, it's such the opposite. But again, if you're one of those assholes that are going out there all fucking chest puffed out and elbows out and trying to hit people, you're gonna get that.
Yeah.
And always remember, there's someone bigger and badder than you.
Always.
And they're going to check your shit, bro.
There's always a bigger fish, dude.
Oh, my God. And that's why I just go out there and be smooth as possible and be like, "Yo, what's up?" I said, but the weird thing is out there is not a lot of people say hi. And one weird thing that they feel about Americans is that Americans are like fake. And like they think like the fake smile or when you say hi walking by someone, they think that shit's weird. So then you learn and you adapt to the culture.
For
but
sure.
I still went around and like when I walked by somebody, like, you know, a little head nod, smile, and just kept it pushing, dude.
Yeah, there's a difference between like out of your way interaction that could be unpacked as fake and like acknowledgement. You know what I'm saying? Like I've never done like look in the eye, like like I noticed that you're there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's a better move, I think, than staring at your feet.
Definitely, dude.
You
And
know?
that's like dude, we used to go as high schoolers, go to the hood and go party. Like, but then you get picked out of the crowd real quick. Like, dude, why are you walking around like that? Why are you wearing stuff like that? Like, what's going on with you? Like, you don't belong here. And that's like one of the biggest ways to where I live, dude, we're the only like Mexican family on the block. Everyone else is black, but we get no shit because we walk around. We're supposed to be there, bro. That's our house. We live there.
Yeah.
We're cool with all of our neighbors. Like any neighbor that house like is connected to ours, they all know us. They all love us. Every once in a while, I'll be like walking my dog like a couple blocks down, and they don't normally see me, and they'll be like, "Yo, what's this dude doing right here walking his dog?"
Yeah,
and I just walk by like, "Yo, what's up?" and keep it pushing.
It just goes to show that people who look for trouble
They're gonna get trouble.
They end up finding it.
What you put out there, bro, is gonna come back.
For sure.
And people talk about like karma, like
And body language too.
Yeah.
You know?
Body language is huge, bro.
So karma.
Only 7% of like conversations come across as what you're actually saying. The rest of it is all like the tonality and the body language and everything else that gets put into talking is what really gets
that's why
received by the other person.
Why I used the bathroom while we were talking, because I thought that you're picking up on like, yo, this fool isn't like 100% focused on me. Yeah, dude, I definitely vibe you on that.
Dude, this is such a mellow thing for me because I'm like, you've always been one of the people that I've actually talked to, like beyond like just surface shit.
Yeah.
And so that's why one, I was pumped to come on, and two, this is so natural for me.
Not only that, I'm pumped for every single time that you come on, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, this isn't just the one. I want the fucking arsenal.
Like I said,
Rogan.
bro, I'm gonna and I hate to connect everything to Joe Rogan, but like because that's what I look, dude. And Joe Rogan geeked out on some of this shit in his episodes and things, but like I'm like, dude, I'm gonna be Eddie Bravo, bro. I'm just gonna come sneak in and
I would love nothing more than that. And you know what? I think if Rogan had the time in his day to hear about what I'm doing, I think that he'd be fucking stoked on me.
Yeah,
I really do. I don't have a doubt in my mind where I'd be like, yeah, man, I just started doing it and I'm having friends, and the goal is just to empower my friends and showcase their trades and ability. Because one thing about me, man, is like a lot of people knew what they were since they were a kid. I never had that for myself. Yeah. My older brother Alex knew he wanted to be a pilot back when he was like 4.
Yeah.
I never had that. I've always scrambled to find who I am. So my response to that, as with my work ethic and responsibility and who I am now, is, well, I'll build a platform where I can showcase all of my friends' trades, because I never really found one for myself, you know? And I think that if he heard my sales pitch, he'd be like, dude, so how many viewers do you get? And I think that'd be the trick question. I'd be like, I don't fucking know. I don't pay attention. He'd be like, you're fucking doing the right thing, dude.
You're on it.
Yeah.
You're doing right. Again, like Gary Vee too. All that shit doesn't matter, bro.
Yeah.
None of that matters. What matters is you staying on course and doing it time on task over time is consistency. And that's what's going to build this into something like, I truly think this is going to be something great, because even if it's just people that you know,
already?
It is 100%.
You know, we just got to figure out how to keep the lights on. And
I'm trying to. I haven't put my order in yet, but you had somebody on the jerky jabroni or whatever, dude. Like, I'm trying to get down with some of that, bro.
Topher needs to make. I was a little upset with Topher because it was like, dude, so what's cracking? And you know what? This happens, and it was wrong for me to do this. But when I hear somebody isn't times 20 with what we talked about 6 months ago, I'm like, what the fuck you waiting on, man? Like, when people are like, and I had to do this, like, I don't have any chill, man. If somebody's like as soon as, and the first person to say, you know why there's 3 cameras in here? Because Ian Marlowe. I was like, hey man, come on the podcast. I'd love to talk to you about fighting. He said, oh, for sure. Can my coach come on, bro? And I was like, no, but why not? I was like, well, we would need another camera. And
I gave him shit for not coming on.
You gave him shit?
Yeah, dude, he was on the roster. I was fucking pumped.
You gave him shit?
And I'm like, bro, what's up? Did you go? And he's like, no. Like, what am I going to talk about? I'm like, bro, talk about you. Talk about fight. Talk about everything, bro.
Dude, you're trying to tell me, Mr. fucking Marlowe, that you've been around for 28 years or whatever it is, and you don't have fucking 2 hours
He's
of
a youngster, dude. I think he's like 26.
Whatever.
But he just won another fight. So shout out, Ian.
Well, we don't even get to fucking talk about it, dude. If anything, he could just sit there and fucking nod. Again, like, I have had all kinds of guests where it was hard, man, where it was 2 hours of me like, so have you ever done this? Okay, well, how about this? No? Like, I've done 2 hours of that. Like, dude, come on.
Dude, this is going to scratch the surface. I don't know what time, 2:20. Yeah, so we're already like an hour, 20 minutes in or something.
Yeah, but I took a piss, so I'm giving you 5 minutes.
This is a warm-up, bro, for what the shit that we're going to get into later on.
Well, you know why this is so beautiful, man, is like, and real quick, I want to say this before we leave it, because if he ever fucking sees this, Ian Marlowe, if you don't think that you got 2 hours of conversation, I don't know who the fuck you are, because every time Ian loves talking.
Loves talking, bro.
Ian doesn't shut up, dude. Are you kidding me? The only thing is that we might have to get subtitles on this bitch so people can understand what you're saying, but that's it, dude.
For Scotland. Nah, he'll come on, dude. I think especially, too, because he'll definitely watch this one, and he'll be like, oh, dude, if fucking Angel did it, I can do it.
Yeah, but you're high caliber now, dude. Do you recognize yourself as that?
I'm starting to.
Yeah, you should.
The biggest thing, so it's selfish plug. My name's Angel Salazar. I'm a real estate agent with Keller Williams Beach Cities.
Shout out.
If you know anybody looking to buy, sell, or invest in the South Bay area, I'm your man.
Dude, let's do it. You're going to be my angel. Oh, did you know Christina Vo's coming on this month, too?
Dude, Christina Vo is a prodigy of mine. She's with Keller Williams too.
Yeah. I'm excited to have her on.
I played a small part in helping her pass her test.
Good.
I talk to her all the time. I try to do whatever I can to help her. So I have 3 agents signed up under me already with Keller Williams.
For sure.
Yeah. And so when you talk about being high caliber, right? So that's something that I'm starting to talk to myself about, because my very first client, Stacy Keller, shout out the Kellers. Again, they were my regulars at the restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
I listed and sold their property in Playa del Rey for $1.4 million, bro. And she told me right there, she's like, "You're a luxury real estate agent." And I was like, "Yeah, right, dude. I just sold my first house." She's like, "No, stop. You are a luxury real estate agent, and you need to act like it."
For sure.
And I was like, damn.
Yeah, people get you with that shit.
Dude, it's so much easier to see the good in other people than to see the good in yourself.
Yeah.
And that's why, like...
Yeah, why is that?
I don't know. I think that...
because it's not like we don't like... It's not like you don't want to be a
self-sabotage, bro. It's
it's
the victim mentality.
It's the enemy mind. It's the enemy mind, dude.
There's this book I read by Napoleon Hill. It is... damn, now I can't remember the name of it. Discussions with the Devil or something like that.
Okay.
Where he literally...
Again, this is you could forget fucking book titles and shit on this podcast.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
No, he has a conversation with the devil, and he goes back and forth, and they talk about how, like, if you give the slightest space in your mind to negativity or to not be for yourself, then dude, we get blasted all day long with negativity. The news... Everything, dude. I stopped watching the news because it is horrible.
By the way, turn off your fucking TV. Except if you're watching Netflix and shit, because I mean, there is good.
But even that, bro. If you can spend hours binge watching a Netflix show and then you bitch about how you're still at a restaurant and that you want to do this,
I agree.
Fucking take 30 minutes a day
to make
and
you
read
better
a
at your
book
job.
or invest in something that
by you.
And dude. If you ever want to go, bro, my mentor has the pass, bro. He's at Impact Theory all the time.
Really?
Yeah. I'm missing out tomorrow. Les
Here's
Brown is going to be there.
I'm not going to any of those, so you can always come on and tell me what's going on.
Bro, no, I think you need to go and just see it.
You're going to be the life coach, dude.
Man.
No, I got my own path right now, dude.
No, I know.
I got my own thing right now.
But, bro, you don't think that these other people go on to other podcasts and do stuff? They 100% do. There's one I'm listening to right now, Andy Frisella.
If I went, it would be to support you.
Cool. Fuck it. Let's roll.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm trying.
Let's see.
Ty Lopez. I got to talk to Ty Lopez the other day.
I know.
He pops up all the time and he's like, fucking, I have Ty Lopez. It's my Lamborghini and all this shit.
I love
that. Eric Thomas, bro. Cole Hatter. So real quick, I got to talk about Thrive. Thrive was the last seminar that I just went to. It's Thrive, Make Money Matter is their whole premise, right? And their whole thing is to get a whole society of entrepreneurs that run a for-purpose business, okay? So there's for-profit, there's non-profit, and there's for-purpose business. So everybody that we get down with, their business somehow supports a charity or a cause or something. So it's not about the old school, what can we do to make the most money for our shareholders and for ourselves and make ourselves rich? Their whole thing is, what can we do to make a lot of money for ourselves and be wealthy, and that's totally great, but also have a cause and something that you support after it.
For sure.
So
it's called for business.
For profit.
For profit.
For purpose business. It's for purpose.
Yeah,
so
for profit sounds like
you have to have profits to help other people. You can't be broke and make an impact on the world.
Oh, no.
You have to have money. You had to have money to buy all these mics and these cameras and stuff, right?
I don't. I totally don't.
You have to have money to
spend money I don't have all the
time. And then that's where I got Model Citizen. So shout out Model Citizen Fund, which is the charity that Andrew was so gracious to choose for this month. And what they do is they're 100% every donation goes to the cause.
Yeah, I've read into them. They fill up a backpack with 150 items or something like that. Yeah,
and they give it to homeless people, battered women's shelters.
Can I tell you something? I picked it for you.
Yeah. Oh, I know you did. 100%. Thank you.
Yeah, this is much more of a homie thing than you think.
Yeah.
I mean, this is really like a truck stop where my friends come and go and they give art and we blast your things. And if one of my buddies could be like, hey man, like my grandma's going under like her house, that's the next fucking foundation. Like it's just about rotating. But yeah, I picked fucking Model Citizen because
so
you said you'd like to see it.
Shameless whatever. I still haven't
Another one.
Followed you or subscried.
It's okay.
On purpose.
No, okay.
I wanted to do it this month.
We're on a weird thing right now because
let's talk about
that. We had initially talked about this. So I had started on Twitch, me playing video games to myself.
Yep.
And then it's turned into this.
Yep.
People on Twitch don't give a shit about this.
Yep.
But people on YouTube will. But YouTube doesn't have a subscription-based thing. I have a subscription. It's $5 a subscription. It puts you into a chat room. Imagine there's an app called Discord, and I have my own channel, and inside those, I have my own server, and the ollenkilledit server. And inside that server, I have like it's called a Clear Thought Crew, which is like sober talk, which somebody is so inclined and they're subscribed to it. A subscription gives you access to the server.
Yep.
And inside the server is, I probably should have clarified that. Inside the server is like a spot where people can, if they are struggling with sobriety or don't want to do that, talk to me, brother. You know, and you can reach me and contact me. But what you get for $5 a month is my art that I make each month.
Yep.
Wallpaper in phone and computer sizes.
Nice.
For $5 a month. You get art and you can contact me. So $5 a month puts you in direct contact with me no matter who you are in the world. You get free phone wallpaper, free. Dude, did you know? I'm so stoked I get to tell you right now. Do you know Lee? Lee Kevin Scotland's cousin. Did you know he got my seagull tattooed on him?
Shut up.
I swear.
What?
I swear on my life.
He's going to be a famous video gamer one day.
Dude, he will.
He's like on some squad.
So I made a piece of art that says "Let's get this bread," and it's like a traditional tattoo, like of the swallows. But yeah, he got that seagull tattooed on him.
Dope.
Okay, so like this server is a place where this kind of shit happens.
Okay.
I spent a lot of time figuring out like how I could, ship things across the globe, and I'm still not opposed to I'll have a merch store eventually, but I think that the phone wallpaper and the desktop wallpaper,
instant
download in whatever size, contact with me, talk about something that you'd like to see. One thing I'm open to, dude, and I fuck with Gary Vee for this ideology, is I'm super up to like people being like, hey man, like this is what I wish I could see on your show, like if you could ask these kind of questions. Now with reason, they get taken into consideration. I'm not going to turn this into like, hey man, I think your show's boring. I really wish you'd have your guests like slap you every episode or something.
Yeah.
But I am up to consideration. But this $5 a month gives you access to the server in which you can talk to me, and these messages just pop up on my phone. I have moderators on there who like will speak for me, or forward information from me, who have my phone number. Shout out Pepe will call me and be like, hey man, there's this kid who keeps bugging about a wallpaper. Could you hop on and say something?
Yeah.
And I get on and so $5 a month to interface with me.
You should do some kind of Q&A too, where you pick, one of them or whatever, and do it during one of the podcasts and say, hey, this is coming from Kevin in Texas, and we just want to talk about this.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
fuck
100%.
yeah. That'd be awesome. But also, Twitch is sick, but now you can, so with Twitch.
So we're getting away from Twitch.
Because there's a subscription program.
Okay.
And the subscription gives you instant access. YouTube, there's not.
Okay.
There's Patreon. And then all of that interfacing, I'd have to do manually.
Yeah.
It's not set up the same way Twitch is.
Okay.
So now that I'm on YouTube and Twitch, my shit isn't exclusively on Twitch anymore. Dude, I've had like one follow in the past 30 days.
So where can people find you on Twitch and YouTube? Like where
Well, you just
Like,
search,
I want to go tell
you
people
just
about
search
this.
Olin Killed It on
Olin
either
Killed It on either one.
on either one.
Okay.
And you'll see it. But here's the thing: is now that there's no YouTube, or now that there's no exclusivity on Twitch and YouTube, people are like, "Well, fuck you," in the nicest way possible. F you. I'm just gonna wait till you put your shit up on YouTube, which I will because I want to start archiving my shit because you can't archive because navigating through Twitch the same for YouTube purposes is a nightmare. It's like not the same interface. It's BS.
Yeah.
It's like Spotify to SoundCloud. It's like clunky and different, dude. So the move is I want to be exclusively on YouTube, but that opens the door to anybody, which is great, but nobody will feel inclined to do anything.
Yeah. Well,
like,
there's ways, dude. There's paths. And so I reached out to my circle, my network of people, and like I said, I've set up I've made the connection. I've told people about what you're doing, and I've talked to these people about setting up some kind of Zoom call or a 3-way phone call or something where we can talk. You can tell them what you're doing, what the vision is, and they'll offer some tips on what they think.
For sure.
One of them being the dude that I sent you that article. He's on like the top 10 podcasts on the Forbes list. Like he's listed on there with Joe Rogan and like Tony Robbins and whatever. Like, this is somebody from my network of people that I've met and connected with that is willing to take some time out and say, hey, look.
That's fucking rad.
Without changing your vision for what's going on.
Okay, because I really like the Joe Rogan aspect where somebody could bring a blunt and smoke a blunt, and that's what's happening on the fucking thing now.
Yeah.
Because this is supposed to be a vision into this is supposed to be a window into a very honest, casual conversation where you are the most comfortable.
How would you feel about that, though, being sober?
Fucking, dude, I got fucking willpower.
I mean, I know. Dude, you went to the bar with us and had like went and got like 3 different cups of coffee because we were all there drinking beers.
I had a great time, dude.
Yeah,
and the coffee is still going, and
I haven't been drinking or smoking like that either. Good. I'm not 100% sober.
That shit doesn't affect me. As a matter of fact, I love it. I love the challenge. I love that it's like, 4th of July and I'm not drinking.
Yeah,
fuck yeah, that's another badge, dude. That's like a Boy Scout. Another little fucking medal of honor that I get to pin in my thing.
So the whole sobriety thing.
People come. I have a bong behind the TV.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Oh, somebody just subscribed to me.
That's right.
Oh yeah, that's my boy Nick. Nick is one of the day ones. So yeah, that was an
still
alert.
Shelby. Yeah. Hey, the motherfucking CEO Andy Frizella he's gotten me onto some stuff, just personal looking in and doing visualizations. When you talk about these people that are multimillionaires and going back to like what the bleep do we know and vibrations, all that stuff, visualization, like I'm expecting there be like some kind of vision board in here next time that like, what is the next thing for this show? Is that what this is up here?
Yeah, I got my goals up there.
So like beautiful. Something that you can see and look at and really feel for the future.
I got a goal board, Doc.
Beautiful. That's huge. Visualization plays such a big part in success and why these people got to the places that they did. That it's true. And everyone thinks like, oh, it's all fluffy and hunky-dory. And no, dude, it is real. It is as real as me and you sitting right here right now. Vibrations, visualization, positive affirmations, and then action. Putting in the time, the work, the effort to go and do those things. You can't just be like Dave Chappelle talked about The Secret, and he's like, oh, these poor little kids in Africa, just, close your eyes and think of a Thanksgiving dinner, and it's just going to play. No, that's not the shit that they're talking about. But visualizing yourself and your successes, but putting in the time and effort every day to get there is what all of that comes together and brings to you.
For sure.
So the sobriety thing, dude, that's not something that you were just like, oh, I'm sober today, and like that's it. Like I think you saw life of not being in this haze anymore and having some kind of purpose and stuff that you can stand behind and be like, dude, I've done this for myself. Because believe it or not, it takes effort every day to not go out and smoke that joint or have a beer or do whatever it is.
Dude, it's
or to be at the beach on 4th of July and not get hammered when everybody else is.
But see, here's the thing, dude, is there's a couple reasons, like there's a couple things I want to touch base on why you said that. Like one of the reasons why I like the fucking the aggressiveness of straight edge hardcore is because, man, that's bullshit. That's bullshit that somewhere along the line that became socially hard.
Yeah.
You know, that's bullshit. We're pissed about it. We're fucking pissed, man. Like, why the fuck is it, quote unquote, why do we tell each other, you know, like putting the energy out there? Why is the vibration that it's hard to go to the beach and not fucking drink? Dude, it was fucking easy. I stayed away from the bar.
Yeah.
You know, I kept the bottle out of my hand. As a matter of fact, it was easy as fuck. But I'm pissed off that that's the fucking go-to. And it's not your fault. It's just the world that is built around us. And I think that there was, through twists and turns, that's to sell us alcohol. That's to keep us drooling. That's like, and that's why I'm mad. But
stay in the rat race, bro.
I knew I had to sober up because I knew that I had a very big responsibility in front of me here. And this wasn't, and I didn't want to see this come on the wayside. First of all, I did something right away. I put myself out there as a podcaster and that was the hardest fucking thing, because you have to, telling people that you're doing this is one of the, now it's easier because people recognize me. It's like, oh yeah, Drew's got the podcast. But dude, first cracking that egg and letting everybody know, like, it's like, hey, I'm a cook. Let me cook for you. It's like,
oh, dude, the same thing happened
like,
to me
what?
with
You're a fucking
getting into
cook?
real estate.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to mess with me, bro. But now that I've done some stuff, I have people that are like, oh, bro, like my aunt wants to sell her house. Like, let's do that. And I'm like, all right, cool.
Like changing your name to
your
real estate angel. Like, and people are like, what?
I got my banner up at the car wash.
Yeah. and making that first jump is the jump. So I got that shit out of the way. Now, I knew that because I did that jump, there's two ways that this was going to happen. I would, one, get high, fuck this off, do everything but this fucking podcast, and embarrass the fuck out of myself to the point where the shame would almost be unbearable. Or two, just like making a podcast, because I knew I was bad with people, I'd learn how to swim by jumping off the fucking pier. And I'd go sober because, number one, I don't know if you caught the gist, but this is a empowerment and positivity podcast, a very honest one, so it's not as neatly dusted and packaged as something with fucking
real
violins and harps.
It's real.
But this is a positivity podcast, and I can't fucking have 18-year-olds tune in and me say fucking live the best life you can, always try hard, develop work ethic, and be fucking high and drunk during my interviews. Joe Rogan's different. Joe Rogan has established himself as a fucking worker. He's got a resume behind him. He's celebrating the second half of his life. I'm not mad at him. I get it. I'm not Joe Rogan. Matter of fact, I had about a fucking 15-year fuck off session where all I did was get drunk and get high with my friends. You know what I'm saying? And I can't expect anybody to take me seriously if I'm not taking myself seriously, you know? So the last sentence on that is the sobriety is all it is it's armor for this podcast. Yeah. It's a protective layer where no matter what is going on, and I do it for a million reasons, the sobriety, but the sobriety in relation to my business life is I know that every move I make is a progressive move every move I make is a progressive move because I'm now under a 365-day development plan. Yeah. Instead of having all these fucking impediments like, oh, I'm too hungover. Oh, I was high that day. Like, it's always an honest progression. Yeah. You know?
So with the sobriety thing, there's somebody that I would love to see come on here because I don't even know the story of how he got sober or what, but Jerry Ramsey, or Jerry Garcia now.
Jerry Garcia has been told many a times that he is more than welcome to come on this podcast. And Jerry, if I have not made that abundantly clear, then let me reiterate, you are more than welcome to come on here.
I want to hear that story.
Stuart's been on twice and is more than welcome to come on whenever. Stuart spent time in Skid Row, the real fucking deal. Jerry Bear, fucking... I would love.
I got dinner on the books with him coming up.
I would love to be fortunate enough, and honestly, if he felt more comfortable having a friend here, you fucking come sit in that fucking chair. The three microphone thing has turned into such a fucking fun thing, and it's convenient, and it provides security for people who are maybe a little weird about getting in front of the camera and sharing how they feel, but. I mean, now that you're here, you know, this shit's harmless, dude. And I would never by the way, people have been on and have said some not incriminating, but other adjectives
Yeah.
that maybe fit in that vein, and I've had to remove videos before.
Really?
It's not a big deal.
Is that why? I think I know one.
Yes, that's
That was
why
a
it
gnarly
doesn't-
story.
Yeah,
And I'm glad I watched it when I did, because
he knows.
I went up and I'm like, where the fuck did it go?
He knows. And you know what? Like, I had a choice there. Like,
But he didn't say, like, he wasn't like, oh, this is the company and like this is what the fuck.
yeah, but you know what? It was definitely enough for me to be like, in multiple times in that story, I was like,
somebody could search and be like, I
I
know
was
where
like,
you work and I
did-
know what was going on. Like,
did you just say their name?
oh,
did you just? Yeah, like,
oh,
yeah,
I didn't
like,
catch that.
Saying names, brought in other members of the family. It was a no-fly zone.
Wow.
And ironically speaking, it was a no-fly zone. And it just, I was in a position there where, something had to be removed. Again, my goal here is to showcase you and empower my friends, and to maybe just to be a slingshot where I can slingshot my friends' trades and ideas maybe a little bit farther than they can throw.
Yeah. So that's
all it is.
we talked about it a little bit before we started, but the whole I literally looked up the statute of limitations because, and I'm not ashamed of it, bro. There's I'm short, bro. I wanted to raise my chair up, but it is what it is.
You
So
do whatever you gotta do.
I looked up the statute of limitations because there's part of my story that I want to tell on here, and I want to get. It's not going to be today because we don't have the fucking time. But I wanted to make sure that if we talked about certain things, that I wouldn't get in trouble. But dude, I'm not ashamed of anything that I've ever done, bro. And
You shouldn't.
I'll talk about it, bro. Just not right now.
Yeah,
we'll do it another time.
Listen, again.
But it happened in this town, and there's things that is like.
Listen, if you don't mind, again, I'm going to give you the pitch that I should have given subject A that we just talked about.
Yeah.
You don't ever have to talk about anything you don't want to talk about. But if you do talk about it, I want you to know that this will be on YouTube, and you are responsible for what you say.
Yeah.
I never need you to say anything specific.
Like, oh, I'm about to get this full views.
We can talk about motherfucking coffee for 2 hours, and I will have a blast.
Bulletproof coffees.
But just think it through and be very careful about what you want to say, because this is the internet, and the internet has proven to be vicious to some people.
Well,
and when you take a big bite out of something, you got to chew that shit.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm in the process, dude. I've started a little bit. I'm writing a book, and
you're writing a book.
Yeah,
You should write a fucking book.
I have two of them. Nice. One that's going to take place over the last couple of years and my living situation and how I got into real estate and what that's provided me now, and then the other one, which is going to be a book and hopefully a movie one day, is the shit that we did growing up, bro. I feel like we lived a crazy life, and I'm sure kids do a lot of this similar stuff, but we did some shit growing up, and I'm not going to put anybody on blast that doesn't want to be a part of it. And if there's parts of stories that I'm going to use, I'll definitely reach out to people.
Yeah, you should.
When I'm writing the book and when I go through with making the movie. But it's going to be all out there, and I have no reservations about it. Like, there's going to be stuff that like my parents will read or find out about that are like, whoa.
Well, one thing that about this podcast that I've always said is the only way this is going to work is I'm completely transparent. I've thrown all my parental guards out the window. Everybody on here knows that I was doing coke. Everybody on here, you guys, that's the only way to live. Because once you do that, I mean, you don't want to. It's not necessarily lying, but you don't want to like keep up with a character.
Oh, dude, there's no facade.
Oh,
I'm so beyond that.
That would be fucking. A chore, dude.
I'm so beyond that, bro. There's no facade, there's no fake thing. And that's the thing about me too, is speaking the truth. And like, I thought about, dude, I could have come on here and I could have made up some bullshit story and we could have like talked stupid shit and you would have been like, oh, I never knew that about you. Well, because it was fake. Like, there's no need for that for me anymore. And honestly, like I said, when you talk and vibrations and what you're putting out there, I don't want to attract somebody to my life that's how they are.
For sure. And I think, and I love Joe Rogan's approach on this, is I think it's hard to do that for 2 hours.
Yeah.
To come on somewhere and talk into a microphone and be quote unquote, I'll go fucking, whatever, be some person you're not for 2 hours is a fucking feat
Yeah.
in itself, and I think that eventually it's easy to see past that shit. There's some holes in the story.
So, want to get into one thing. So, like the podcast, right? When you said, "Oh, I put myself out there as a podcaster," I sink or swim. Like I jumped off the pier, and it was gonna happen, right? So,
Yeah.
and I say this with all the love and everything, but as your friend and as knowing you for as long as I have, I was like, "Oh fuck, here goes Drew. He's got another thing."
Yeah.
And here we go. And you talked about on the last one, bro. You talked about you have all the camping gear and you have all the climbing stuff and you bought all this stuff that you used. I think you said to take a picture with, and then, and then that was it.
Yeah, and I did live a very like for the gram life, man. And there's a couple of things that like I grew up actually doing. Like those I actually was on surf team. I did grow up skateboarding.
Yeah.
Like there's a couple of things, but it was the after school like camping, the rock climbing and camping is the best of it. I just thought I could like get recognized, but let me finish that sentence. I'm terrible at that. I need to finish my sentences. I thought that I could be recognized in the outdoor world, but only because, back to where I talk about us being spiritually elevated, I'm honest about me not having an identity.
Yeah.
So I was scrambling,
reaching for certain things.
trying to make one, and it was bullshit. It was a bullshit. I mean, like I would show up like, dude, I was wearing like camping clothes out and like would talk to people. Oh yeah, you backpack. It was all a lie, dude. It was all fake. It was, and I'm more me than I dude, this show I just went to, I went not by myself because Kenzie went.
It was almost like spiritual or religious, right?
It was, dude, because I went by myself because that's something that I would have done like without anybody's, like everything I do now I'm doing because I think I should do it.
Yeah.
I was rock climbing camping because I thought people would like me more. I thought like it was like a trend, like people were outdoor climbing shit. Oh, I can do that. Like I'm only doing things that I think that I should be doing, including where I work. I just fucking quit my job because I was like, wait, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
And because you do that, dude, only then your life starts, man. There's this band, shout out Shelby, New Direction from El Segundo, but my life started when I gave up living somebody else's. And it was just like, I stopped.
That's deep.
Yeah, and that's true, man. It's like as soon as I fucking built something that was mine enough where I don't care that you're a fucking pro rock climber. I don't care that you're a fucking whatever it is, Mr. Big Dick Samurai Sword wielding fucking badass, whatever. I don't care because I'm me now, and I know what I am, and I'm good enough for me, and I've done all the moves that I've needed, and I don't know exactly what they were. Maybe it was sobriety, maybe it was running the 5K, maybe in a time that I was proud of, but I've done all these things to chip away at self-confidence, or to help sculpt my self-confidence. Yep. And now I have a statue, and it's me, and I have my morals, I have my ethics, and I have the things that I would do. And like, if I'm not on a level playing field with a friend, then fuck it, man. Then like, cause this is me, dude. And like, if you don't fucking if you're not about, I don't know. I don't have a lot of like disagreeable things that I do. Like, yeah. But if
sobriety, bro.
Yeah.
Some people, I guarantee you lost some people because you went sober.
For sure. And there's really close friends of mine who think that like we're falling out because I'm not smoking joints and shit with them. But the truth is, man, is like, dude, I'm just fucking working on my relationship with myself instead of you.
Yeah.
Dude. And that's all that's happening. And like, I spent so much time trying to make people like me that I'm just like, I don't care anymore. But ever since I stopped caring and stopped like trying to be what somebody else needed for me and just started being who I needed for myself, like I've gotten more juice out of the fruit, dude. It's like, it seems like backwards thinking, like, oh, I'm just going to be who I need for myself. But in doing so, I've put out that vibration, and that vibration has brought for people like yourself who are like, hey, man, I noticed that you're doing something for yourself. That's amazing because I'm doing something for myself, and I know what it takes to fucking have your mind on something, make all the right moves to get yourself there, and I fuck with you.
Yeah.
And it's...
Dude, so getting back on the, like, how I was like, oh, no, you're good. Tangent. But when you started this thing, I was like, dude, this is going to be the one that he, like, sticks with. Like, this is it, dude. And I tell you, like, I don't know if anybody else reaches out to you. Like, I'm pumped for you, bro. And I try to tell you as many, like, whenever I see you doing these things, I'm like, dude, I'm so excited.
Yeah, people tell me.
Over the last couple, like, when you decided that you were going to be leaving your job and stuff and you reached out to me, like, dude, that hit home. That was almost better for me than the, like, words of affirmation. Well, I guess it was words of affirmation because
you know why.
And you may have reached out to a lot of people.
No. But I reached out to three. I reached out to Ryan Rojas. He's probably my smartest friend who I've been with my whole life. My dad.
Yeah.
Who I don't.
Dude, I love your dad.
Yeah, which he is very business savvy. And then you, man, because I really believe in you and your work ethic and you and all of the information that you've digested over the past year. And I wanted your take, man. Yeah. I counted on you.
No,
you know?
Dude, I appreciate it. And
yeah, of course.
The crazy thing that happened with that is 2 days after you reached out to me, Pat reached out to me.
My brother?
Yeah.
Oh, Patty.
And I was just like, wow, bro, like the fact that people... And I'm nobody, you know. Like
You're not nobody. You're not nobody, man. I need
to stop that. 100%. Yeah.
Well, number one, stop that shit. Number two, I don't need to tell you why you need to stop that shit. I'm sure you have every fucking book on your fucking Audible tells you why you shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
But two, I did that because, man, like the same way you believe in me, man. I fucking believe in you, dude, and I really believe that you're learning things and you're making the right business choices and going to these conferences. And dude, I felt like I had inside information, man. And that was me. And I think that if you had a poll, I think people would hold you in this regard, man. Yeah. Do you take time to realize that maybe,
well, now,
that there's repercussions of you putting yourself out as this?
Yeah. Well, that's what I was getting to with those two instances was I'm glad that that's what people are viewing me as now. And again, it's not a matter of like people accepting me for this or whatever it is, but I think that people could be like, oh, I know Angel from high school and this is all a facade or whatever it is, because this is really how I live my life, bro. Like I really do get down on books and audibles and these seminars, and I've invested thousands of dollars, bro, to get to where I'm at right now. And some of these people that I met, these people are changing the world. Dude, I hung out with a multi-billionaire, with a B, billionaire, dude. Naveen Jain is gonna change the world. His whole company is Viome. They test your gut biome and your bacteria, and they tell you what you should and shouldn't be eating. Oh,
I've heard about this shit.
Based on you, like your stomach.
I think you've told me about this
a little bit,
before.
yeah. And his whole thing, their whole motto is to make disease optional. Like, this guy will change the world, and he gave us his cell phone number.
Okay, so, but that's fucking amazing. Now, one thing I want to ask you, are you doing that because you believe that the 5 people that you surround yourself with, or you're the sum of the people that you hang out with?
100%, bro.
For sure. So you like being around these billionaire types,
these people that they really got it, and they got it going on. And dude, I tried to hang out with a friend, and I'm not going to say who, but people will probably figure it out, but we don't hang out anymore. We went through some shit a few years back, and I tried a couple times to kick it with him, and he's just so negative, the outlook on life, and that's just like I can't put time into that. But I will never cut somebody off. I will only limit the amount of time that I allow them to have in mind. Because time is it. You do not get time back.
Yeah.
You can replenish the money. You can replenish health, which is not easy, but you can get better. You can get healthier, but you will never get your time back. So be aware who you allow to spend your time with. And again, the vibrations, bro. When people talk about like someone entering the room and uplifting the room and positivity, that's real. Yeah. But somebody can also be a vampire on your energy and bring you down to a point that matches their vibration, bro. And I don't. That to me is like a hangover.
Yeah.
When I get around people like that, Joe Rogan, dude, get them the fuck away from me.
Yes.
Cause I don't, dude, these negative mindset, victim mentality, like I have zero time for that, bro.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
But I have no ill feeling towards them.
Well, you can send them my
I just
way.
won't allow it to be around me.
You can send them my way, and we can get them on the microphone.
And maybe that's what they need.
We can dissect that.
Maybe that's what they need. Because like I said, bro, this is like therapy.
I think. Oh, I wanted to touch base on this before we're at the.
Shelby, real quick.
Yeah.
Audio book for business owners is The E-Myth by Michael Gerber.
Oh, I love that you had that information.
Is a huge one. But I'll reach out to you offline, dude, and I'll give you a whole list of some things. But I want to talk to you about your business too, because it's something that interests me very much.
Yeah, we're having both you fucks on.
Yeah. So when are we gonna do that?
We'll get that hooked up. Probably end of August.
Because, you guys were talking about the whole. I mean, dude, I
think end of August.
Without being weird about it, but like I stocked up before any of this shit went down, and
we could do it before. People fall out, and if you guys are both free, then we can do it. I try to do my best to like treat this like a business and like schedule a month before and shit. But
I can't believe you just said it like that.
Well, I treat it like a business.
This is your business, bro.
Yeah. Well, I only said it like that because it kind of scares people off a little bit too.
But like I was telling, dude, I sent you that stuff on like the professional podcast that we went on.
I definitely turned
the
pro.
Hashtags.
I definitely
and
turning pro.
You need Turning Pro is another great book.
Yeah, I turned pro. Well, that's what I do. I knew that like I had to. There's aspects to it, but I have to. It's maybe my job to downplay this a little bit because I don't want it will scare away some of my guests. I think.
Oh, for sure.
Like Ian Marlowe, like.
He'll be on.
For an example, I hope he comes on.
I think they're in Cancun right now.
To bring this back, yeah, he fucking is. If you're not too scared to fucking go to Cancun or on vacation every week and a half to go drink your fucking face off some foreign country, you can come on the podcast for fucking 2 hours.
With that food dye liquor that's killing people.
Do a couple drinks in him, dude. By the end of it, it'll be fucking off screen, fucking dancing around the room.
We'll get him in. I'll come shoot the shit with them.
Yeah. Both you guys, dude. We can fucking do whatever we got to do. But I wanted to fucking say something for you. Get out of here. We had talked about why, and this is a stupid example, but why do people enjoy watching people fight? And you said
it's that primal instinct.
It's primal,
yeah.
And that's why podcasts are so effective.
Yeah,
is because it's primal. Because back in enough time, we used to sit around a fucking fire. And we used to listen to each other, and we used to talk, and it wasn't the outside world. There was no cell phones or interruptions, and I'm so sorry my cell phone rang in the middle of our thing, but it was just our immediate interactions, one by one by one by one by one, and that's what makes this therapy, I believe. So I think that human beings naturally are not supposed to have these things. We do have them, but we're not biologically built to facilitate this technology yet. I think like in 1,000 years, we'll have like, I don't know, whether it's more patience or like more something, but we don't have it yet. And it's important that it seems like whatever is the most primal option, and I say primal option like it seems like, I think there's a psychology where it's like,
it's the lizard brain, bro. It's just your default. What do you go to?
And this is default, man. This is really just a chance for two people coming from two different sides of the world, even if we're neighbors. Like your world,
we lived in way different situations.
We lived in tremendous different situations, and even more so, me and you can speak the same language spiritually about work ethic, responsibility, and performance. But our goals are still different. Our execution's still different. Yep. Everything is still different. But everybody has something to say. And all I want this podcast to be is the campfire in which, when we're done fucking hunting for the day, we come back and sit around this campfire and listen to our shit the same way we did for hundreds and thousands of years.
Well, I hope with somebody watching this, because I feel like some people are going to watch this and be like, oh, what is it? What are these jackasses talking about, right? I hope that somebody hears this and that they get comfortable with coming on because I think it's huge and I think it's going to be very important for that person, for you, for everybody
El
involved.
Segundo's watching this shit.
Yeah, dude, Angel Salazar's on.
Yeah,
Come on
for
now.
sure. Fucking ASB Prez, dude, the real one.
Dude, that's when I got in trouble in high school. Miss Wilson, my English teacher, you were in my class.
You were the mayor.
Dude, Miss Wilson told me after I got in trouble when I was able to come back to school, she was like, dude, I've never seen so many different groups of kids come together and be worried about one person.
You're the fucking mayor, dude. And I think a lot of people would agree you were the mayor.
I just tried my best, bro.
Yeah, but
I wanted to have fun, and I wanted people to have fun with me.
You're still trying your best, and you're still a fucking mayor, dude. And so let's get you back on end of August with Shelby. See, I don't even know, like, do we get you on for another me and you talk? Do we get you on for the trifecta, you and Shelby? I don't know. We'll figure it out. Let's plug your shit up right now. Everybody, go fucking find Angel Salazar on Instagram right now. It's what's the handle?
So it's Real Estate Angel 90 on Instagram.
Tell them what you do for a living.
Well, first of all, it's private. So when you try to add me, I'm weird about like random people following me.
Really?
Yeah. But just add me. I'll check it out. We'll get connected. Again, I'm a real estate agent with Keller Williams Beach Cities. I'm based right here at the Point in El Segundo. I would love to help people. The thing is, most people think that home ownership is out of reach, but it's not. We just need to change the outlook on it. And so I want to help people. That's the other thing. Last shameless plug. I just got state approval for my nonprofit organization. It's the Angel Housing Foundation, and it's to help people get affordable housing and turn people into homeowners and give them that sense of ownership. So I want to help people. Even if, dude, you can use me to get all the knowledge that you need and go buy with a different agent, and I would have no malice towards anybody because that's how I really feel, and I really want to put that good out there and help people because I'm going to get mine, and whether it's with somebody that I helped or not, there's no scarcity in my mindset. Like I'm so abundant and out there with my vibrations and everything that I'm living that I'm good, bro. But yeah, Real Estate Angel 90 on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. It's just Angel Salazar. I don't have a business page set up yet. That's coming soon.
It's all good.
But yeah, dude, let's get together. Let's brainstorm some stuff on this. We're gonna set up those calls with people so we can
so people can tell me how to be fucking.
No, dude, just take ideas and you take and
for sure
use what you like and you don't. When you talked about getting people in this campfire mentality, it's when you're doing stuff with this, the mathematics behind it is not the 1 + 1 = 2. It's 1 + 1 = 3. Because when we get our brains together and vibing like this, it creates a third brain where other possibilities are out there.
I fuck with that.
And you're able to pull and draw off of that.
Let's not go on
that. So let's get more people in here. Thanks for your time, bro, and congratulations, dude.
I'm so proud of you, man. Angel motherfucking Salazar. On Wednesday, we got Julian Martinson and Jacob Danhai coming around. They're best friends. Jacob's the dude who tattooed my leg, and Julian Martinson owns Memory Cards, the YouTube channel. He does gaming reviews, but they grew up. They're best friends. There should be a real good vibe in here. Angel Salazar, Real Estate Angel 90. Till next time, my brother. Pound those knuckles.
All right, man.
That was fun, yo.
Take care, guys.
Peace. Fuck yeah, homie.